This regular meeting of the City Council of Coralville, Iowa to order, August 27th, 2019. Roll call.
Councilmember Foster.
Present.
Gross. Gill.
Present.
Dodds.
Present.
Goodrich.
Here.
Council members are all present except for Mitch Gross, who may be joining us a little bit later. He had another meeting to be at. The mayor's here, as is the city administrator, city attorney staff, city clerk, and several additional city staff in the audience. I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Goodrich. Discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Approved. Okay, the agenda is approved. Item 4 is citizen comment. This is the time for anyone in the audience that'd like to speak to us tonight about an item that's not already on the agenda. Does anybody like to speak on an issue this evening? Okay, well, if not, we'll move into the good stuff. Item 5 is the swearing in of 3 new police officers for the Coralville Police Department. Very, very very happy to welcome them to our department and to our city. And we'll start with Chief Crone speaking each one, and we'll swear each one in individually.
I'm glad to bring our 3 newest officers to you tonight, and also to bring you most of the audience members. Trent Geer grew up in Trainer, Iowa. His dad was a reserve deputy for the Pottawatomie County Sheriff's Office for many years, which is where Trent first developed his interest in law enforcement. Trent received an associate's degree in liberal arts from Kirkwood Community College and a bachelor's degree in sociology with an emphasis in criminology from the University of Iowa. In 2018, he was hired by the University Heights Police Department, and he became a certified Iowa law enforcement officer in November of 2018 through Hawkeye Community College. Trent completed his field training 2 weeks ago, and he's currently assigned to late nights.
My pleasure to swear you in this evening. You can just repeat after me. Raise your hand, please. I, Trent Geer, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
I, Trent Geer, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinance of the City of Coralville.
And I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of the office of police officer in the City of Coralville as now or hereafter required by law.
I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of the office of the police officer of the City of Coralville as now or hereby required by law.
And this is dated this 27th day of August 2019, and I will sign it. And it's also signed by Chief Crone. So congratulations. Welcome aboard.
Tim Yoder grew up in Kelowna, Iowa. I know, hard to believe, Yoder, Kelowna. His father was a founding member of the Kelowna First Responders. His mother was an NICU nurse at University of Iowa Hospital. Both his brothers and sister have law enforcement and EMS connections. But Tim graduated from Iowa State University in 2005 with a bachelor's degree in agricultural studies. He worked in the masonry field and owned his own masonry company for 9 years before finally getting with the program and joining the rest of the family in public service. Tim joined the Johnson County Sheriff's Reserve in 2014, and we picked him up in April. He graduated from the Iowa Law Enforcement Academy August 16th and is currently in field training. Tim has been married to Amanda for 8 years. They have a 14-year-old son and a 7-year-old daughter. 9? 9. If you hang around long enough, it'll be 11 before you leave here.
It's important to be accurate in police work. Okay, Tim, I'd like to swear you in, please. Raise your hand. Repeat after me. I, Tim Yoder, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
I, Tim Yoder, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
And that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge the duties of the office of police officer in the City of Coralville as now or hereafter required by law.
I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of the office of police officer in the city of Coralville as now or hereby required by law.
Dated this 27th day of August, 2019. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. There you go. Thank you.
You're up, big guy. Luke Seele grew up in West Liberty, Iowa. He graduated from Muscatine Community College with an associate's degree in agribusiness management and was always interested in farming. He did several internships in the field of agriculture, both in the U.S. and abroad, and worked as a farmhand for nearly 5 years in Lone Tree. Luke has been active in his community through the Knights of Columbus, FFA, 4-H, Dreamcatchers, Habitat for Humanity, and numerous mission trips. Luke also graduated from ILEA in August and is in field training.
All right. Welcome aboard, Luke. Thank you, sir. Please repeat after me. I, Luke Seele, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
I, Luke Seele, do solemnly swear that I will uphold the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and the ordinances of the City of Coralville.
And that I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of the office of police officer in the City of Coralville as now or hereafter required by law.
I will faithfully and impartially, to the best of my ability, discharge all the duties of the office of police officer in the City of Coralville as now or hereafter required by law.
Very good. Dated this 27th day of August. Congratulations. Welcome aboard. I just want to say how special it is to the families that are in the audience, too. I'm so glad that you've been able to join us. Luke, I met your family outside. You've got some great family, great brothers and sisters, and I'm sure the rest of the family are as well. So thank you very much, and thanks to the entire Coralville Police Department. You do a great job. You bet.
We have a Yoder, now we need a Miller.
Okay. Back to city business of item 6, the Iowa River Landing Improvements Projects 2019. This has to do with projects down in the Iowa River Landing on East 9th Street between First Avenue and Quarry Road, and then also some improvement projects on East 2nd Avenue in that same area. Item A is an engineering department presentation of potential actions for improvements for East 2nd Avenue and East 9th Street in the Iowa River Landing. And to present that to us is Dan Holderness, city engineer.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Bids were received on this original combined project on July 16th and were rejected at the council's August 13th meeting. I would propose that we divide the project into two separate projects, the IRL Public Improvements Project 2019, East 9th Street, and the IRL Public Improvements Project 2020, East 2nd Avenue. Advantages of dividing the current project into two projects are hopefully achieving lower overall bids because more contractors will be able to bid. Two contractors can be working on their respective projects at the same time, and both projects have a better chance of being completed on the required schedules. My proposed revised schedule for these projects, we would bid them both at the same time and on the same schedule, is that tonight I will ask you to set the public hearing for the next council meeting, September 10th at 6:30. Set the bid date for that day, September 10th as well, at 11 a.m. And on September 10th, we would open the bids, hold council action on awarding the contracts, hopefully if they are successful bids. Then we would start construction on the East 9th Street project in October of this year. We'd start construction on the East 2nd Avenue project in April of 2020. We would complete the construction of the East 9th Street project and the majority of the East 2nd Avenue project on July 22nd of 2020. Complete the remainder of the East 2nd Avenue project in November of 2020, and then follow up with landscaping completion in the spring of 21.
Very good. Sounds like a plan. Yeah. Don, the resolution for the East 9th Street project?
Resolution setting a public hearing on the plan, specifications, estimate of cost, and form of contract ordering bids, setting a date for the receiving of said bids, and directing posting of bid letting, all for the Iowa River Landing Public Improvements 2019 East 9th Street project, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Gill. Discussion? Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Okay, the second resolution for East Second Avenue, please.
Resolution setting a public hearing on the plan, specifications, estimate of cost, and form of contract, ordering bids, setting a date for the receiving of said bids, and directing posting of the bid letting, all for the Iowa River Landing Public Improvements Project 2020 East Second Avenue, introduced by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 7 is speed zones amendment. This is the second consideration of for an ordinance change that will reduce the speed limit to 25 miles an hour between Highway 6 and 340th Street, and the 35 miles an hour between 340th Street to the corporate limits on Deer Creek Road.
Ordinance number 2019-1011, an ordinance establishing special speed limit zones on Deer Creek Road, is introduced for adoption, second consideration by Councilmember Dodds, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Goodrich. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
The ordinance passes its second consideration, all ayes with Gross absent. Item 8 is a feasibility study for a stream bank mitigation project. This is a study that's not to exceed $35,000. Don?
Resolution approving an agreement with Impact 7G to conduct a feasibility study for a possible stream bank mitigation project along the Iowa River and Clear Creek, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Goodrich, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Foster. Discussion? Kelly, do you want to just give a quick summary for the public? I know we discussed it at work session last time, but
Yes, this will look at the Iowa River and the Iowa River Power Dam and that whole area in regards to a new program that is allowed by DNR and the Army Corps of Engineers, which would create the ability to have a stream bank restoration program, and it would create a bank just like wetlands, and that would create funds to not only do the improvements that would need to be done along the river, but it's along the river banks and river edges, and hopefully some of the green space and parks areas as well. So this would just look at the feasibility of this for the future, and then give a report back, and then you will all be able to decide whether you think that's worth it to move forward based on the cost estimates and what funds we could obtain from selling credits.
great. Thank you. Any other comments or questions? Roll call.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
The resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 9 is electric vehicle charging site host. And this is a resolution that if selected, Mid-American Energy Company will maintain the electric vehicle supply equipment for a period of 3 years. 3 years, after which they reserve the right to transfer ownership and maintenance of it to the city of Coralville.
Resolution approving and authorizing the submission of an application for a Mid-American Energy Company to be a host site for electric vehicle charging stations, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Foster, seconded by.
Second.
Second by Gill. Discussion?
Yeah, this is a program that was created by Mid-American, and they're looking at putting this along key corridors throughout the state of Iowa to encourage people to buy electric cars, because they would have these stations. And they're quick charging stations, which some of those that we already have located in the Iowa River Landing are not. They take longer. So both Vicki from our Parking and Transit Department and Ellen have worked on the application, and then the Mid-American will decide which one, after they've received the applications, where they would choose to locate these.
Very good. Because it's the topic, I just have a question out of curiosity. The charging stations that Hy-Vee has in the corner of their parking lot, are those brand specific to only Teslas? I don't know enough about electric cars.
Yeah.
They are, so that's.
They are.
Okay.
And this would be one set of
Yes.
charging stations? Thank you.
Okay. Roll call.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. Item 10 is the amendment, an amendment to the Mall and Highway 6 Urban Renewal Plan. Don?
Resolution setting a date for consultation and a date for a public hearing on amendment number 12 to the Coralville amended and restated urban renewal plan for the Mall and Highway 6 urban renewal area, introduced for adoption by Councilmember Gill, seconded by.
Second.
Seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Kevin, you want to just tell the public what?
Yeah, this is, as you know, we have approved the IRL Parkview subdivision, which is the residential buildings that will be, we've approved Lot 1, the residential buildings that will be north of the Marriott parking ramp. And so in our development agreement, which would come up after this, we have to amend the plan to include this. The project would be, they're going to put all the public improvements in, and they'd get a rebate for 75% of the property taxes over the term of the agreement. So that's the project that is added to the plan at this time. So these have been sent out previous to this meeting for the consultation, which will be Friday, and then the public hearing the next meeting. At that time, if the council approves the amendment, we'd have the development agreement for the IRL Parkview on the agenda at the same meeting. And then they can get started on Lot 1.
Any other questions or comments? Roll call.
Dodds.
Aye.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Resolution passes all ayes with Gross absent. I would consider a motion to approve the consent calendar as presented or amended.
Move to approve the consent calendar, items A through T inclusive.
Second.
Moved by Gill, seconded by Dodds. Discussion? Roll call.
Goodrich.
Aye.
Foster.
Aye.
Gill.
Aye.
Dodds.
Aye.
The consent calendar is approved all ayes with Gross absent. Item 12, Dan Holdness, City Engineer, will give us a road reconstruction report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have a lot of good news for y'all tonight. This is going to be a nice short report. First Avenue between 6th and 9th, all of the construction within the travel lanes is done, and all 5 lanes are open. Associated with the Latitude project, East 7th Street between First Avenue and East 2nd, and East 2nd from East 7th to the south end of the project are done and open, and those streets are open and available for the public to use. And up on Coral Ridge Avenue, by the end of this week, all of the construction within the travel lanes will be completed, and so all of the turn lanes and all the through lanes will be open to traffic. There will be, on both the Coral Ridge and First Avenue projects, there will be some punch list items to be taken care of, and so there might be minimal single lane closures for short durations of time to do those punch list items, but in general, all lanes are open all the time now. So,
Great.
Great news.
Your 10th Avenue
Yes.
asphalt is
Yep,
very
we did
nice.
those 2 asphalt overlay projects. The 10th Avenue project, that was done and open in 3 days, and the one on 12th Avenue Oakdale was also completed in about a week. So those were short duration projects, minimal impact to the neighborhoods, and so those were both done before school started.
Vast improvement.
Vast improvement, you bet.
Yes.
Any other questions for Dan? Comments? Good job. Thank you. Item 13 is City Administrator Report.
Yes, first of all, I would just like to thank the City Engineering Department, Building Department, and Fire Department for all their work on the Latitude project. It's a significant project for the community, over 600 beds in that facility, so very complicated, and they did a very good job working with everyone and the owners and the contractors and all the subcontractors to getting that facility open and moving forward. This coming Friday is Fry Fest, and this will be the 11th annual Fry Fest, and I'm excited to have that coming forward and thank all of our partners, especially the Convention and Visitors Bureau, because they put a lot of effort into this project, and the proceeds go back to Coralville's Fourth Fest, so we get dual benefit out of this. Fourth Fest gets financial assistance, and we get a great festival to kick off the fall season as well.
And the businesses get a lot of business generated.
Yes, they do. So that's it.
That's it? Okay, thank you, Kelly. Item 14 is Mayor's Report. Again, I'd like to just welcome our new officers, Police Department, Officer Geer, Yoder, and Seele. I think I mispronounced his name when I was introducing him for the first time. You covered Fry Fest well. The only other thing I want to mention is before our next council meeting, and actually coming up this coming Monday, is Labor Day. And a majority of city offices will be closed in the library. About the only thing that I could see that was really open, besides the emergency services, of course, is the recreation center and swimming pool. They will be open on Labor Day. You might want to check the website for the hours specifically. And then the other thing that affects us all that live in Coralville is garbage collection. Because Monday's a holiday, for the rest of the week, Tuesday through Friday, your normal day of collection will be one day later. So if you're picked up on normally Tuesday, it'll be on Wednesday, and et cetera. So try and remember that next week and get it out a day late. That's all I have. So, city attorney's report.
I don't want to delay the agenda.
No, I got nothing.
Okay. Committee and council members report. Megan, you're down there by yourself. Would you like to kick it off?
Yes, thank you very much, Mr. Mayor. Couple of things. I wanted to put an event on everyone's radar. The Domestic Violence Intervention Program will be hosting their 40th anniversary celebration on Friday, September 20th. That will be held in the Oakdale Ballroom at the Marriott. So the program will start at 7:30, so that's a fantastic event. I would encourage everybody to attend. You can purchase tickets for that event at littlevillagetickets.com. They're a fantastic organization. They provide vital service to the community, and the longevity, celebrating 40 years is a really huge accomplishment. So there's that. And then the only other thing I had was that I would like to revisit our housing discussion. Back in January, we had a draft that had some affordable housing steps that we could potentially take in the community. And as I was reviewing it, I was pleased to note that we had already accomplished some of the things that were on that list with the 4th Avenue Place purchase and looking at the Southeast Commercial District and things like that. So I would like to take a look at that again and maybe work towards finalizing that document, as we finish out the year. And that is all I have. Thank you very much.
You bet, Megan. Welcome, Mitch.
Hey, Mayor.
How'd your first meeting go?
I'm surprised that the school board was faster than we were. So.
Yeah, well, we're pretty fast.
Yeah.
Less than a half hour. So you're next.
Okay. Yeah. Well, yeah. For those of you watching, I was on the school board agenda was a $15 million refrigeration project for Northwest Junior High. So as the assistant principal, I was required to be there past 6-1. So we're happy about that. So that project will be moving forward. I don't have a lot. I will say it's been a busy afternoon for myself. Before I went to the school board, I was able to, an honor to be the keynote speaker at the United Way kickoff. Kelly and Lori were there, so thanks for your attendance. And it was a great event, and very happy to be able to represent our city at that event. So that's all we got, Mayor.
Good job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Tom.
My only comment is that I really was happy to see the police department here tonight. Shane Crone's got a fabulous crew, and we should be proud of our Coralville Police Department. They are top notch. That's all my comment.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Jill.
I will also congratulate Trent, Tim, and Luke on that. They're swearing in. Last week, I was able to go to Cedar Falls and attend the swearing in of Morgan Hoft, who is former Counselor Bill Hoft's daughter. So hopefully we can steal her in a couple of years. So starting her field training this next month. So other than that, I think, tomorrow night we are going on our tour of all of the projects that are currently going on in Coralville. And if the community wants to join us, we're taking a bus and traveling around, and it will be leaving City Hall at 4:30. That's it.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Just a footnote on the United Way kickoff. Want to encourage everyone when they hear about the fundraising for that. It helps support a lot of nonprofits here in our community, and so hope everyone will be able to give some to that, to the United Way. And the Coralville Center for Performing Arts directors are inviting everyone to learn, create, and imagine at their annual meeting, which is next Tuesday, September 3rd, and it starts at 5 o'clock. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Lori. I'm going to take privilege because Megan reminded me of something I could have mentioned and I forgot, and that was last week, Friday, I believe. Anyway, it was the annual meeting of the Housing Trust Fund of Johnson County. Get that correct. And Lori and I were there, and it was held at the Urban Acres facility, which is really a nice place to have a meeting. But it was very interesting and very educational. They had presentations by cities of Coralville and Iowa City, but also many other agencies and projects leaders that are involved in various housing projects around this area. And it was a very interesting, time well spent type of meeting. So I'm glad I attended. City Clerk, you have anything for us?
Just like to thank Deputy Clerk Kelly Lindsay for filling in for me last week.
Very good. With that, I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second? Okay, moved by Gill, seconded by Foster. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Boy.